Chapter 43 Vulnerable. Gojo let Geto sleep, but he had to start packing up his room. They would be moving to their new quarters that night. Pick their clothes up off the floor. He was holding the t-shirt he used to wipe Geto off after sex, and there was blood on it, just like on his bedsheets. He looked from the soiled clothes and back to Geto and let the significance of what happened between them sink in. Geto had given him his most vulnerable self, when he was already at Gojo's mercy to keep him safe from the higher-ups' decisions. Geto experienced the world as things he had to consume and internalize. Sex was Geto's way of letting something stay inside him that he wanted and trusted. Gojo. Gojo's heart swelled with overwhelming love, and something in his whole demeanor changed. His blue eyes flashed with fierce determination. He would protect this man at all costs. He would make him into a strong sorcerer again and help him find his way. He would make it so Geto wouldn't have to fear Jujutsu Society. They would need to respect him. He would earn Geto's trust and love. Geto was his one and only. Gojo took the t-shirt and stripped the bloody sheets off Geto's bed. He brought them out onto the balcony and dropped them on the concrete ledge. He snapped his fingers, but the tiny spark of cursed energy fizzled out. He tried again, and the pile of soiled laundry ignited, then disintegrated in a quick flash of flame. He should get Geto some medicine to help with the pain. He also wanted to get him some warm, nourishing food instead of relying on sack lunch deliveries from the cafeteria. He wasn't supposed to leave Geto alone. But Geto hadn't shown any sort of aggression, instability, or any other concerning behavior since the incident at the gate. If Gojo hurried, he would be gone for less than 20 minutes. He remembered Yaga's instructions to cast a second veil if Geto had to be alone for any length of time, and he cast one on his way out the door. Geto was enjoying a dreamless sleep, but with Gojo's heavy presence gone, a feeling of abandonment started to seep into his subconscious. Suddenly, he was back at the school gates, on the inside, watching Gojo walk away, heading down the hill. Geto tried to open the gates to go after him, but they wouldn't budge. A feeling of impending doom came over him, and he spun around to see curses start to appear. Ugly, black, smelly blobs with too many teeth. They were seeping from the gravel, dropping down from the trees, and creeping out of the hedges. Geto held his hand out to subdue one of the attacking curses, but he couldn't do it. His cursed energy was muted, and he stared down at the talismans pasted on his arms. He started clawing at his skin to tear them off before the curses could get to him. They were on Geto before he could wake himself up, and he started to choke. Gojo knew something was wrong before he opened the door. He dropped his bags at the entrance and kicked the door shut. Geto had his back to Gojo, and he was sitting up in bed, hyperventilating. His left arm was scratched up. The paper talisman that had been suppressing Geto's cursed energy was partially torn off, revealing a patch of raw, bloody skin. "Oh, Suguru," Gojo murmured as he climbed onto the bed to hold him. Geto leaned back into him. His temples were sweaty, and Gojo smoothed his hair off his face and kissed his teary cheeks. "Satoru, I'm sorry," Geto whispered. "What are you sorry for? I shouldn't have left the room, not even for a second. That was stupid of me." "I'm too weak to be your partner." "Why would you say that?" Gojo hugged him tight. "I can't even cast the dreams away. I can't stop crying," Geto answered. "Those aren't signs of weaknesses," Gojo said firmly. "And it sucks, but you've always had issues with nightmares. It's never made you a weak person, or a weak sorcerer." Gojo took Geto's left wrist and held out his arm to survey the damage. "That must have been one hell of a dream," Gojo observed. Geto managed to laugh through his tears. "Curses," he explained. Gojo held him until the sobbing quieted and his body relaxed. After a while, Geto sniffled and turned his tear-stained face to Gojo. "I smell food," Geto said. Gojo chuckled and kissed him gently.